The thought that art is the expression of the universal is found in Buddhist temples and their gardens in Japan. Especially the rock garden of Ryoanji Temple in Kyoto is well known in this respect. On arriving at the rock garden of Ryoanji Temple, what catches people's eye at first is several large and small natural stones that are disposed on the vast ground covered with white sands. These 15 large and small stones show a loose irregular arc as a whole. These stones seem to be placed without intention, but each stone seems alive because all of the stones are disposed by some delicate design. Each stone interacts, adapts, harmonizes, and resonates to each other so that each stone could express their own goodness. The center of incomplete arc, consisting in 15 stones, seems placed a little ahead of the entrance of Abbot's chamber, but, because of being obscured intentionally, it could be clear only in the viewer's heart. The stones seem like rocks or islands located in the huge ocean or river. The dazzling white sands laid all over the whole garden leave the splendid trace made by broom, which looks like reflecting ripples on the sea surface, or like the choppy ocean. The waves of white sands resonate with the large and small stones, and the scene looks like a rocky shore with waves crashing. Because not only the rock garden of Ryoanji Temple but also the gardens constructed in the Muromachi period of Japan, by limiting the materials for their expression to stone, sand, water, and shrub, and by repeating omission of the unnecessary, attained their thorough abstraction. They give the viewer the image beyond the visible sight. In the rock garden of Ryoanji Temple, even water and trees are omitted. It is an ultimate abstraction. Because abstraction has been attained thoroughly, on the contrary, it expresses something symbolically, and what is more, its expression strikes us strongly. The tent space inside this rock garden surrounded by earth wall connects with the trees such as pine trees, the clouds, and the sky as the background, therefore it is not closed. The stone arrangement is also connected to not only every direction of north, south, east and west, but also the movement of the sun during the day as well as the moon and the stars at night. So, the rock garden changes its appearance variously from season to season. It is a fluid scene that allows the temporal and spatial becoming and changing. On standing at the rock garden of Ryoanji Temple, the viewer feels like asked riddles, and the world he did not know comes out in his mind. This stone garden is made so that various images would come into the subjective mind of the viewer absorbed in it personally, rather than the stone arrangement in the white sand ground insists in a certain meaning as the object. In other words, the source of mystery of the rock garden of Ryoanji Temple seems lying in the fact it leaves its way of art creation to the images that would come out for the first time when the subject and the object meet. Therefore, this rock garden can be interpreted variously depending on how each viewer would take it. On watching the rock garden, various thoughts will come to the viewer, but the interpretation of them is left to the viewer, the recipient. The origin of Japanese garden began with condensing the great nature, for example, sea, river, mountain, and island, and making its miniature. It was accompanied with a cosmic consciousness to condense the universe in a narrow space of garden. The stones and white sands of the rock garden of Ryoanji Temple also express the becoming universe. The choppy lines of white sands might symbolize the infinite flux and generation of the universe, and the stones might symbolize not only mountains, rivers, and plants generated from the flux of the universe, but also even the stars, the planets, and the galaxy.